Fallout 4 is not an RPG. Oh, sorry. Let me start over. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fallout 4 is not an RPG. Be sure to like and subscribe. It's a fun game, tons of variety, and those glitches that only retards will tell you never get old. But this is not a game wherein you play a sorted role of anything. This isn't even a game where you really affect the other characters until the final act. This deformed thing is the result of layering on mechanics and new models onto Fallout 3. What was the thinking here, Bethesda? Obsidian showed you how to add complexity and character to your future murder hobo simulator, so instead you made something that had more glitches than Fallout 3, and plays like Borderlands knocked up a choose-your-own-adventure book. You must be jerking off over your own computer monitors for how nearsighted you've become. I'm genuinely conflicted about this. It's not bad as a game, more like Borderlands 2 if the characters were better and the game was overall more accessible and immersive, but this is a terrible RPG. Even going beyond the engine limitations and stiff-as-hell dialogues, why limit the interactions with characters? Why streamline character customization into an unlockable perk tree? And why contrive such a stupid series of scenarios? Your son has been kidnapped, but if you play it like a panicked parent, then the game folds its arms at you and refuses to continue. You have new base-building mechanics, but waste time settling a homestead and everybody acts like you're wasting your time. We finally get some payoff for the Institute from Fallout 3, but they're all psychotics that actively make things worse. The way they were initially pitched, I thought that Boston would be like 99% troglodytes and murderers and everything else, and that the Institute were actually turbo nerds trying to keep the riffraff in line. But no. The Institute are asshole boogeymen. The Railroad seeks to free the programmable people made by the Institute. Then why give their Kildroid slaves a personality at all? Maybe to blend in? I could kind of understand that, but even some of the ones that are outright androids have a personality. The Minutemen are an active force for good. But why are they the objectively best moral choice? Because Bethesda couldn't write intriguing conflict and organizations? Yes, that! Case in point, the Brotherhood of Steel is back. So why are they on a genocidal crusade? The Institute are a perfect foil for them. But why is Maxon, a man brought up in an altruism-based protectorate system, acting like straight-up Hitler? Speaking as a fan of the originals, the Brotherhood were not genocidal pricks. They were isolationists that were researching technology above all else. Their war against the mutants came down to self-preservation, and maybe a little bit about helping others too. Somehow, by the time of Fallout 4, this collective thinking has gone from let's begrudgingly work with outsiders and even mutants in order to survive and conquer, to all mutant scum must die. Are you fucking kidding me, Bethesda? I've actually been toying with the idea of a Fallout tabletop campaign, based on rebuilding the world, and various forms of surrogate parenting and mentoring, and just from the umming and erring noises made by my friends and colleagues, I can at least gather that it'd be a better RPG than that. Originally, I was going to jump off of here and show different ways this could be fixed, but all of my suggestions pretty much boiled down to start from scratch, make an RPG and not Borderlands, and don't outright piss on your own source material. How about make a Fallout game and actually make it some kind of Fallout game with guns? Not, let's twist this game out of shape to wring as much money as possible out of our audience. But we all know Fallout is a lost cause by now. Bethesda gave Obsidian almost no time at all to make a game that would hopefully pale in comparison to their own Manifest Destiny project, and Obsidian still managed to build a huge and complex game with multiple factions, cowboys, robots, hookers, old ideas and new, and RPG systems that would still work with the old engine. Bethesda went on to make Skyrim, a power fantasy RPG with the right balance of accessibility and new features, and this abomination. You'd think they'd want to make a game on par with Skyrim again, but nope. Fallout 4 was the experiment that turned out okay financially, and the resulting games-as-service prequel has proven to be a monument built from congealed toxic sludge that struggles to hold its own weight over 2 years later. Obsidian took one look at the series' trajectory and said, well, fuck that, and built their own space RPG instead. The first Fallout was great. A game that embodied the what-if spirit of sci-fi, and it showed us what a bit of context and depth can really do to show us the character behind the faction of paladins hiding in the wilderness and the well-armed forces of orcs that seek to pillage our strongholds. The second one was more like References, the Fallout campaign, that showed us how easily old organizations can fall apart, evolve in unexpected ways, or become murderous toxic douchebags. Then Bethesda got their hands on it, and after Oblivion made a wasteland sightseeing tour with an RPG bolted onto the side. And they've been doing the exact same thing ever since. Bethesda doesn't see Fallout as a franchise or a fun project they built from the ground up. They see it as a lab rat to experiment with. The Elder Scrolls is their baby that they'll put more work and stable ideas into, but when they get a wild hair up their collective anus to experiment with brand new game features they know absolutely nothing about, which is fucking unbelievable at this stage, they'll almost certainly drag out the Vault Boy cadavers. Clear! Hold it right there. What is this? A cease and desist order? No, it's a do not resuscitate note.
Through early morning fog I see visions of the things to be.